Competitor research used to eat half of my day or even half of my week. Now I can do it in 10 to 30 minutes, and the output is still go straight into a client deliverable. Here's the exact Mobbin and Claude workflow end-to-end on a real pricing screen project. Let's see how it works and what's the result. And this is what I've got from a 30 minutes research. I did a price list analyze with lots of competitors and comparators and find out some insights across those different price list screens. And then it shows the baseline that my client can do. For example, 2 options and price options on the top half. Those are the safe options, and also list out the bets, which means that could be high stake, could get more rewarding or like a better outcome, but need to be experiment step by step. So this report is generated with myself and Claude and a tool that we're going to use today called Mobbin. So let's see how it works. And the basic way to do that is to have this principle in our mind. So let's use AI to generate, to do the execution, but we always have the human judgment in the mindset. And we use Mobbin to collect the competitors, available competitors, and we use Claude to analyze those competitor screens. But we also put on our human effort to write some findings across those screens, and then we synthesize everything together from AI to human and provide a report. And let's see how it works. So if you don't familiar with Mobbin, it is a platform provides different screens, like all the available screens from many products, so including app products and website. So it's a perfect tool to do user research, to do competitor research. So basically you can check every competitors, like every app, and see all their screens, and it can be categorized by different user experience or type or category. For example, if I want to check price, so it can show the pricing screen on Apple Store, and this is one example. I can check any other available apps and see those different screens. So it's perfect. And it's also got a Figma plugin which can help you to sync all the screens directly to Figma. So perfect for a competitor research. And this is how we're going to do. So first, let's find the competitor. And the case I'm going to do today is to find the price list, the pricing screen across a fitness app. So yeah, here's the prompt, and I'm showing this prompt just as an example. In the real world situation, it can change to different apps. For example, health apps, e-commerce apps, or other types of apps. So you can change it here. And also, what I ask for Claude to do is to provide direct competitors, like those well-known and direct competitors on the market. We can learn, and also comparators. So it's from a different category and solve the same underlying problems, but also could be inspiration for us to learn. And for each one, give the name and other things. So by doing this, I just want to quickly find out some available competitors that I can check. So yeah, let's do that first. So what I'm going to do is basically just to copy the whole prompt and open Claude, start a new chat, and paste it. And I'm going to check pricing screen for this example, pricing and paywall screens. So if you're doing some other screens like onboarding or other things, yeah, all good. We can do things like that. Let's go for it. All right, seems we got some answers. And by the way, if you want to get a better answer from Claude, make sure that you select the effort. So the default is high effort. I suggest to switch to extra, which can provide you a better result. And also you can toggle on thinking toggle. It will take much longer, but the effort worth the waiting. And now let's see what are the competitors it provide. So it provide whoop, or hoop, I don't know, and Peloton, okay, Peloton, Strava, Freeletics. Oh, okay, so those are 4 direct competitors, and it also provides comparators like Duolingo, Tinder, Spotify, and some gaps to consider, which is already quite good. And what I'm going to do now is to open Mobbin, the tool that I'm going to check, and then I'll just start to search those competitors. So first, Whoop. And once I found Whoop from Mobbin, I would filter the page to pricing. So from here, I will select this screen and add it to my collection. I already built a collection, and for now, I can also create a new collection. Let's do it now. So this is pricing. Now I'm checking. There's no Freeletics for on Mobbin, which is alright. I already got 3 direct competitors. And now let's go to those comparators. Okay, now I got all the comparators saved, but I still feel that I want to get some direct competitors from fitness app. So now I got only 3. I probably will add 2 extra. So I will just go to fitness category and see there's a health and fitness category. So if I tap here on Mobbin, it will show all the apps in this category. And now I'll just filter out the pricing screen so that I can see if there are on other ideas that I can learn. Okay, I see some different patterns, which is quite nice. And let's select this one. I quite like the style, or like something we can learn from it. And also, I think this one, calm, works quite well. And let's also save it now. Right, now I got lots of competitors, or like some screens to analyze. Let's have a look. If I tap my name, and this is the pricing collections that I selected. So there are 8 screens that we can analyze. And now let's go to sync them to Figma and leave some notes. Or you just want to do it here in Mobbin, that's all good. So I'm just open Figma this is the last time I tried to do that. I will just go start a new file, a new design file. That's called pricing analyze. And then I'll just go to plugins, and I have a plugin called Mobbin Copy to Figma. I'll just enable it, and now I can simply copy on Mobbin website and paste here. Let's see how it works. First, I will go to all those screen and select all of them. Those are the screens I want to sync to Figma. And here below, I can tap copy to Figma. So I'll just tap this icon, and then I go to Figma, select the plugin and paste. Cool. Now I got all the screens here. And on this stage, I will do two things. I will do an AI analyze. So now on this step, I will do two things in parallel. Human, myself, will do the analyze manually, like I will check those screens and leave some comments on each screen, like what's the good, what the things we can learn, or what the things is not properly right. And this is the human task. And on the other hand, I will ask Claude to analyze all those screens and provide some findings. So after that, I can combine these two things together and then to generate a report. So this is exactly what we want to do on this part, which is to ask AI to do some heavy lifting, and human always need to make some judgment, make some decision after that. So now I will just paste the analyze prompt to Claude, and I'll just paste it here on the same conversation, or maybe let's start a new conversation, and I'll paste the prompt here. And I will also select and copy all those screens, and I will hit Shift, Command, and C to copy all those screens as PNG. And now this is like a large PNG file. I will just paste it to Claude. And I will go with that. And while Claude is working on this, I will also work it on human effort. And now I'll just write the things I like of each screen. So for this one, I'll use voice input. All right, now I got all those findings or comments by myself written on each screen below for those pricing screens. And let's see how's the progress on Claude, how it works. So it's get here like comparators and structure, friction. Yeah, those are really good. And now let's have a look. I like that. And be sure you read it all through. I already done that in my previous try. And now what I want to do is to ask it to combine. Okay, so I will select all those comments and paste it here. And then I will use my third prompt. My third prompt is to turn everything into a client-ready comparator research document for a fitness client. Focus on the pricing and paywall screen. And those are my inputs. And below is the structure. And let's see how it works. Okay, now after a few minutes waiting, I finally got my research from Claude. And this is the prompt that I haven't changed it. It's just provide a very full-scale report, including executive summary, scope and method, comparator set, comparator set, and pattern findings. Yeah, all things like that, and without image. So here are a problem. Here's a problem that if it's quite lengthy, and my clients probably won't read it end to end, because if me received a report like this, I'll probably use AI to summarize it. So I will do it for my client first. I will simplify it, and I will make it short, and also I'll make it super clear on what's the baseline, what's the thing that can improve. Like you need to do it right. Those are the baseline, and what the things you can experiment to improve. So those are the high stake options, but you're not so sure. You probably need to do some analyze and check some metrics, and to do that with some A/B testing, for example, and then you can see the result. So I'll make it short, and also one thing I can immediately change the performance is to ask AI to generate an HTML version by adding some images, adding some on-screen effort, so that it's easier for my client and myself to read. So I'll cut the chase of this step and show you the final output. And this is the final output I got from asking these two tweaks. So after that, it will show those comparators and comparators, and also shows the baseline. Those are the things we want to make it right. And there are just actually five things, so that people can really read it very clear. And then I'll add the bets. So those are the things. If you want to do it, make sure you can experiment, or you can analyze the performance and improve or change if you receive some different feedback. Right, so this is the final output, and personally I'm quite happy about that. And while I'm waiting for AI to respond to me, I can work on something else. So in total it takes 20 to 30 minutes. Cool. I think yeah, that's it. I hope you like it. And as I mentioned, comparative research isn't the thing you delegate to AI. The screenshooting and the copy pasting, those are the things you can delegate. And we use Mobbin to source all the screens, and we use Claude to structure the patterns, and you make every call that matters. So that's exactly as I mentioned. Here is the execution by AI, but the judgment and decisions should be owned by human. There's no the other way. And the other thing that I think is the scope. So this produces a pattern and gap inventory of shipped product. It's not a user validated insight report, and it never replaces talking to your users, talking to real people. That's essential. Remember that. And also, if you wonder, oh, I don't have a Mobbin account, that's all good. You just do the same thing with your own screenshots and any vision model. So take a screenshot of all your competitors and do the same thing. Use AI to speed up the process. It's only take a little bit longer than that, and so that I highly recommend using Mobbin as the tool. Right, so those are the findings, and those are the whole flow, and hope you like it. Let me know if you have any thoughts or comments. I will see you in the next video. Ciao.